Welcome to the show for bloody good Kiwis across the country. This is Bhuja with Lee Hart and Jason Hoyt.
Oh, good day, New Zealand. Welcome to Daily Bhuja. Great to have your company this Wednesday afternoon. It is the 6th of June 2018. Hope you're having a great day as we come to you live from McCashins Brewery in majestic Nelson and Lobo de Noche. Lee Hart, good day, mates.
Yeah, g'day, mate. You well?
Yeah, very well, mate. Very well.
Yeah, great to be here. Hey, Tom, just let us know if we're loud enough or too loud. At this early stage, we're professionals and we don't mind doing that. Okay.
Professionals usually do that before the show.
Is that right?
Can I tell you, it's my first time at McCashins Brewery. Quite an operation going on here, Lee. We've seen the old Wakachangi's been made.
Well, it's formerly McCashins Brewery. Now it's pretty much Wakachangi Brewery.
Yeah, it looks like it. There's a lot of Wakachangi lying around the place. Hey, if you're in the area, in Stoke, come down and say g'day, have a beer, listen to the show. It's going to be a great time. Magic, mayhem, and just all sorts of carry on today, Lee Hart.
Jace, I noticed you putting boxes of Wakachangi into the boot of the rental car we've got here. Was that sanctioned or?
Oh no, Lee's always said to me, mate, if you ever want any Wakachangi, just help yourself.
Certainly no shortage of it. Behind you, Jace, of course, you can see the bottles getting bottled. Little soldiers they are, in a way, moving off to battle. I like to think of them off. I don't have a favourite. Each bottle's a unique one. And some are out there in New Zealand. Someday someone will be drinking one of those little bottles.
Indeed, mate.
And I'll be thinking of them.
They're like your little brown babies, aren't they?
Yes, no favourites. They're all the same to me.
Yes, indeed.
There's actually a few. If you jump up onto the Bhuja Instagram story, there's a little insight into the bottling process.
Yeah, that's
fascinating stuff.
Fascinating stuff indeed.
Hey, listen, we're not going to forget the rest of New Zealand, though. We want you to be a part of the show, and I believe, Maddie, you're going to be our textual man today. You're going to be in charge of the text. So
I'm in charge of
us 3483, and we can still communicate like that if you want to. New Zealand.
I'll be in charge of textual healing. So 3483, get in touch.
Good stuff.
Well, here's a bit of music, of course. Join us for the next hour or two for magic, mayhem, and madness.
Basement Jack's there on Radio Hauraki, coming to you live from McCashins Brewery in Nelson, and I've got to tell you, fellas, really special treat for me on the way down, flying down. Of course, I had John Toogood sitting next to me, and we got into a great chat about music, and he was kind enough to allow me to suggest a few songs for him to play tonight to really get the crowd going. But what was a really special treat for me, actually, is that I saw that John was actually crafting songs on his computer while we were in the air. And, he let me listen to those new songs that he was creating. And I gave him a few tips, maybe a few hooks to maybe get a few more listeners in. And, for a guy that's massively successful musically, he was really humble about it. He really appreciated my feedback. And it was a real buzz for me, too.
This is the flight we had down here, right?
Yeah, from Auckland.
I couldn't help but notice John changed seats halfway through the flight. Was that anything to do with that, or?
I think what happened there, Lee, is that I gave him so many good ideas. He said, Jace, I'm just going to have to move away for a second to think about all those ideas you've given me, because in a way...
Well, you can't overload. You're a creative guy.
In a crazy kind of way. I've got too many ideas now. Too many ideas.
I was actually about 4 rows behind you, and I must have missed that part, because it looked like he was wearing his headphones the whole time and also had to sort of drop an elbow, so to speak.
Actually, what I was doing,
over.
Maddie, is that I was writing him notes as well, just to sort of work on later on. And the really exciting thing is maybe later on in the evening he's going to let me take the wheels for a while in terms of DJing as a top musicologist.
I'm just wondering, for the sake of the audience, whether we should call them the decks, perhaps, or the turntables, perhaps. But the wheels is fine. But look, in New Zealand, this show's nothing without you. Text 3483 and let us know what you want Jace to give advice on. It could be, he's a creative guy. I'm a creative guy. Nightwolf, you're very creative. Perhaps we can help with your business.
Indeed.
I actually we did just get the text in saying, is the KFC wheel of chicken on today? I refuse to listen if it isn't. It's the whole reason I listen to Bhuja all week round.
Well, I'll tell you what, even if it wasn't, would say it was, just so you kept listening. Of course it's on. It's Wednesday, isn't it? It's Wakachangi Hump Day. It's got to be
the day, Lee Hart, that we give up the KFC wheel of chicken is the day I put down the microphone, mate.
That's right.
It's as simple as that.
It's a big mic drop. Big mic drop that day.
Maybe kicking off the Jack Link's Brewery Tour but my God, we'd never drop the KFC Wheel of Chicken. Not on my
God,
clock,
no.
anyway.
Well mentioned, Matt. Of course, we are on a brewery tour thanks to Jack Links, getting us around the country. We've got a lot of places coming up after McCashins, of course. So we're going to have to pace ourselves to a degree, Jace. But, you know, as they say, those best laid plans often...
For mice and men, yeah. Hey,
So-
look, it's going to be fantastic, but do keep those texts coming in on 3483. As Lee said, we are men of experience. If you need some advice on anything, let us know, and we'll do our best to help you out. In the meantime, here's Silverchair.
Just watch a Changi explode in the background there. That's one less that will be hitting the markets, but there you go.
Should we order some shots?
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. That's a bit of music for you.
Bit of Silverchair there.
Certainly was.
We're at McCashins Brewery in Nelson, the start of the Radio Hauraki Brewery Tour. So if you're in the area, come down and say g'day. We'd love to see you.
That's right, Main Road, Stoke, of course. And look, hey, Tom, you're up there, aren't you? Just to bring you into the picture, Tom, of course, is holding the fort in Auckland.
Yes, he is.
And thanks to the advances in modern technology, we can talk to Tom
Amazing.
up in the studio there. So welcome, Tom, to the show. But can I ask, last night, you left the show early to go to the 48-hour film festival
Oh, that's right.
to look at your movie. How did it go down?
We came firstly.
Well, there you go. First place, huh?
Should I play the Tom, can we have words thing, or is this...
No, mate, there's no need for that. So what you're saying that your film, Tom, came first?
in the heat, not in all of Auckland, but time will
maybe
tell.
You're right, okay.
Well, you know, we were talking a little bit earlier in the week, I think it may have even been last week, about the fact that maybe your ego was getting a little bit out of control, and that you were starting to try to emulate what Lee was wearing and stuff like that as a top radio DJ. I just hope, Tom, buddy,
Yep.
that this first in your heats isn't going to blow your head massively out of proportion.
Oh, you guys wait to see what I've done with my hair when you get back.
Oh, I mean, I thought I was getting arrogant as a producer, but you really
Look,
are taking the piss.
I really
Tom.
look forward to looking at your little movie there and critiquing it when I get back up there. And who knows, maybe you can take that further and win the finals as well.
Thanks, mate.
You can give him some top tips on directing and so
Because
forth.
what you don't want to be in the film industry, Jace, is the guy that it's been like the 100-meter heats, wins his heat, comes through, you know, and that's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then you get in the semi or the final with your bolts, your gays, and next thing you know,
You wait.
Gay, what's his name?
I've got names.
End up getting your ass kicked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be that white guy in the
Designated
100-meter final,
Yeah.
the designated white lane.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying to you. I'm not comparing it to your movie.
I hate to bring it up, but we came top of the pool in the 07 World Cup, didn't we?
Yeah, there you go. Good point.
We did, and the thing is, Tom, congratulations to you, buddy, but it's all very well making a 3-minute movie, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you make a 2-hour movie, then we can have a chat, all right?
You want to do some auditions, Jace?
Well, I think that what Lee's basically saying is don't, shoot all your darts straight off the bat, mate. Save some darts for later on in your life.
I think what Jace is saying, you're making your 2.5-minute, 3-minute movies. You might as well just be filming your sex life. That's all you're really doing. Talk to us when you make a feature, eh?
Okay.
Thanks, mate.
But congratulations,
Yeah,
actually.
congrats all the same, though.
I was talking to Tom. He was up there, and he's actually very nervous about today, of course, running the ship up there. Your job, usually, Lobo de Noche.
I
and
certainly make
he
it
was
look-
crapping his pants about it.
I know, I make it look very easy, but there's a lot to it, Tom.
Yeah, I'm
I
sweating,
would
to be
have
honest.
started playing Cold War Kids by now, but that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I would have kicked into Cold War Kids too by now. But I mean, that's
What
it's
do
your
you
call,
know?
Tom. You're running the cutter, mate.
Sorry, guys.
It's your job, Tom, to realise we've been
I
talking
mean,
too long. Not our job.
Matt definitely would have gone in there earlier. We won't forget it, Dave, live from McCashins Brewery here in Nelson. It's always great to have a bit of Dave Dobbin when you're travelling around this majestic country of ours, Lobo de Noche.
It certainly is. God, I could do a bit of Dave every day.
Yeah, I know you could, mate. I know. You were talking about it on the plane, how you could do a bit of Dave every day.
Oh, there's a different Dave.
Didn't you get us to be the nighttime DJ on Dave Dobbin FM?
I can tell you right now that if I got that offer, I wouldn't be sitting right here, fellas.
Yeah.
24 hours,
That's the dream.
7 days a week of
The creme de la creme of nighttime
Brilliant.
radio.
Hey, now listen, it's all very well doing this brewery tour, which is fantastic stuff, and travelling around the country, but you know what really gets my goat, Lee?
what's that, mate?
I'm just testing to see if Tom was on the ball there. Well done, Tom. Is when you're travelling around the bloody luggage all the time.
Yep.
You know, you're having to check it in and check it out, and then you're having to wait for your luggage to come in and your luggage to come out again. It's a bloody nightmare. Surely, Lee Hart, there has to be a better way.
Well, I think there is, mate, and it made me think, your little bag that you tend to travel with, and there's only so much you can squeeze into that, maybe a shirt and another pair of undies perhaps, but you're away for 5 days. So what we were thinking was,
Why does everyone give me jip about my bag? It's a good bag, man.
it's like travelling with a toilet bag.
It's
with
like a
your clothes
large toilet bag.
Just imagine, you know how you get those tents that you can compact up? I do the same with my clothes, so that when I open the bag in the hotel room, it just explodes, and there's crap loads of clothes. But anyway, you were saying?
Yeah, well, what I'm thinking is, why the heck? You're right, Jace. Why do we need to travel with bags? We know what we want to wear in the next town. Why do we need to take it with us? So what I'm proposing at the airport, before you leave, you go to the airport with what you got on.
Yes.
You go to a little kiosk, and there's a picture of a man or a woman, and you type in what you want. 2 pairs of jeans, size, the shoes you want, the shirt, a couple of T-shirts, and they'll pop up.
Couple of pairs of socks,
Different
about
styles.
3 pairs of undies.
Very easy, and just with your little mouse, just click on what you want.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when you arrive at the destination at the airport, you go to the other kiosk, and there waiting for you in a little bag is your order of clothes.
Brilliant.
For that 3 or 4 days away. When you leave, you drop them off. The same sort of thing happens. You order what you want at the other end.
I mean, you could speed the whole process up if you like, and if they're going to, you order the clothes, they see what you've ordered, and if you're going to a hotel, for example, they could deliver the clothes to your hotel, so you don't even have to worry about picking anything up at the airport.
Yeah, that's
you know
right.
what I mean?
That's right.
I've heard you can actually do that, but it's in Southeast Asia and it's not clothes. It's like a young Thai woman.
No,
Right.
that's not what we're talking about here, Matt. We're talking about clothing. I mean, you're right. You hire a rental car, and it's in your boot already, ready to go.
Lovely. So what about your dirty clothes then? You just put those in some sort of canister or something, and then when you go back to the airport, you drop those off to the dirty clothes bin?
drop box.
The drop box bin.
And they get sorted out at the big warehouse. Also, I thought, undies are a bit different. Because people don't like to hire, second-hand undies, this kind of thing. So what I'm doing when I'm travelling, you can probably tell we're off on a 5-day trip, right, that my ass is looking a bit bigger than normal. I'll put all my undies on before I go for those 5 days. 5 pairs. And each day, I'll strip
Peel
off
them away
take
like an
the bottom
onion.
pair off, and I'll just go up a layer, see?
Nice. Is Everclear?
Lonely and dreaming of the West Coast.
Oh, yes, indeed, a bit of Everclear there on Radio Hauraki this Wednesday afternoon. We're talking laundry, and we're talking clothes and travelling and luggage and that sort of thing. Always fascinating stuff, Lobo Dinoche.
Boy, have I shuffled over to the edge of my seat, Jace.
And Lee was saying actually what he does with his undies, because we were commenting on the fact that his ass looks unusually enormous at the moment.
Right.
And what he told us was that, in fact, he's wearing 5 pairs of undies. And what he does as he goes on the tour is gradually shed the undies each day.
Of course, the tricky part is you need to shed the one closest to your body first. So you need to take them all off, shed that one, and then put the others back on in the right order.
Yeah. Look, I'll tell you what I do, which is a bit of a top tip.
Otherwise, you're basically wearing the same pair of crappy undies and just throwing away brand new pairs of undies every day.
Yeah, and you'll find, too, if you're wearing 5 pairs of undies at the same time, you get a bit of sweat going on. Acts as like a thermal kind of conductor,
correct,
really. So you need to rotate those undies. What I find is a really helpful tip, and this is why I'm able to travel with such tiny bags. I know just a roll of Glad Wrap, right? We've mentioned this before in terms of top tips. Is I just put a bit of Glad Wrap inside. I just take the one pair of undies, I Glad Wrap them every day and every morning, right? And then at the end of the day, I take the Glad Wrap off, and I've got a fresh, clean, almost laundered pair of undies, so I only need the one pair.
Jace, could you use foil?
Look, foil's a bit more sort of abrasive, and you can get terrible foil cuts on your testicles.
Baking paper, then perhaps the baking
paper,
non-stick baking paper.
No, that tends to crinkle and have quite sharp edges, and I've suffered quite bad paper cuts with using baking paper in my undies.
Perhaps just a panty shield, then perhaps.
Oh, look, if you've got panty shields handy, you can just put those panty shields in the offending areas of your undies, You know, because let's face it, in terms of your undies, it tends to happen in a certain area of the undie.
Well, of course, you did the infomercial, of course, for the fecal shields, didn't you?
I did, and you know, once again, I have to say, Lee Hart, that I am really, really enjoying the Bio-G that I bought off you, that I mentioned a little while back. $800 it cost me for the Bio-G, but my word, it was worth every cent.
I can tell you the guys at the table behind you aren't enjoying the fact that your jeans have slipped down a little bit, and the Bio-G is rather visible.
Well, that's the only sort of drawback of wearing Glad Wrap in your undies, is it can cause a kind of greenhouse effect. And it can get very steamy and so forth in your undies. But apart from that, it's a great way of saving on luggage.
Speaking of steamy, Jason, looks like your mussel chowder has arrived, your meal. Beautiful food down here at McCashins Brewery.
Oh, magnificent.
So if you're in the area, pop on down to McCashins Brewery on Main Road, Stoke, and come and say good day.
I'll tell you what I'll do, Lee Hart. If you do that in the next 5 minutes, I'll give you a mussel.
Oh,
and it's a beautiful green curry sort of broth going on there. I'm looking forward to hoeing into that.
Give you some Jack Links too.
Oh, some Jack. Oh, good plan, Matty. Nice,
How's
mate.
that seamless plug?
It was really good. Now, are we going into a break here, Tom? What are we doing?
Yes, we are. I can tell you that.
Oh, thanks, Matty. I mean, Tom could have told me, but he didn't.
Bhuja with KFC. Try the new Zinger Supercharged Double Down. It's hot.
1 sack of fresh New Zealand hops. Tick. Some malted barley. Tick. Touch of yeast. Tick. John Tillgood playing tunes live. Tick.
Radio Hauraki and Jack Links present the Brewery Tour 2018.
7 breweries around NZ for one massive night of beers, jerky, and including a live DJ set from the legendary Kiwi rock icon, John Tillgood. And the best part, entry is free, but only for great New Zealanders.
Check out hauraki.co.nz for all the locations and details. Forget the whiny music of a vineyard. This is Radio Hauraki's Brewery Tour 2018. Brought to you by Jack Link's iconic Manuka smoked beef jerky. Bhuja with Lee and Jace.
Gorillas there on Daily Bhuja. Sorry, I was hoeing into my beautiful green-lipped mussels here with a sort of coconut curry broth. And I, as you often do when you get good food, was very distracted momentarily. But just in time, I triggered the radio in me.
Is there any cracked pepper on that?
No, there isn't any cracked pepper, but maybe I'll ask the chef to bring some out to me. Yes, Lee.
And speaking of great food, of course, the KFC Wheel of Chicken, of course, will be spinning in the name of great food. Not too far away now, but we'll let you know when that's happening. Nelson, guys, Ernest Rutherford, probably one of the most famous, notable people to come out of Nelson.
Indeed.
The fantastic scientist, split the atom, first man to split the atom.
Yes.
And, paved the way for everything nuclear, I suppose, after that. But I wonder what he would think as a top scientist of my idea of pumping water to Australia via some massive Marley-type guttering system / pipe.
I'm of the belief, Lee Hart, that all the greatest ideas in the world always sound, when they start off, sound ridiculous and preposterous, but actually they turn out to be the genius and the outside-the-box thinking that you need in order for these things to actually take place. So, but before we get into this, Tom, I'm getting a lot of lights flashing. Are there callers on the line? Tom?
Yep.
Are you there, Tom?
Yep. Here's a caller for you, fellas.
G'day, mate. Who are we speaking to?
Oh, g'day. You're speaking with Bernard.
Bernard, how you going, buddy?
Thought that was Bernard.
Yeah, good, mate.
Excellent. Where are you? Whereabouts are you calling from, Bernard?
I'm calling from Auckland.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you can't come down to the brewery today, then?
No, not today.
Oh, that's all right, mate. Maybe you can come and see us on Wednesday at Dr. Rudy's, is it?
It is.
That'll be good. Hey, listen, man, can I ask, what are you calling about?
I thought I heard the Bhuja Hawk.
Well, you might have to check with Tom on that one. Was there a hawk?
Oh, don't look at me. That was massively unsanctioned if there was.
Yeah, I don't know. Tom, was there a hawk?
Now up here in the studio, she's screeching the old hawk.
Oh, okay. Well, Bernard, the great news for you, my friend, there was a hawk, which means that you win some sort of extraordinary Daily Bhuja prize. What will he win, Tom? Let him know.
Oh, you got Moon DVDs. We got all kinds of things in the B studio. We're going to clear out for our Bernard.
Can you chuck a Bannock's fecal shield in there, and also maybe Biomag G-string?
Geez, you're going to give one of those? They're $800 worth,
Yeah,
Lee Hart.
I know.
How does that sound, Bernard?
Oh, sounds like it'll suit me to a T, mate.
Oh, good on you, mate. Hey, make sure you come down and see us at Dr. Rudy's on Wednesday next week, why don't you?
Yeah.
Good on you, man. Thanks for listening. Thanks for the call.
All right. Cheers, mate.
Yeah, beautiful. Stay on
Thanks,
the line.
mate.
Tom
There
will
you
sort
go.
you out. What are we going into here, Matty?
I believe it's the latest from the Foo Fighters, their new hit single off their new album, Concrete and Gold, The Line.
Oh, wow.
On Hauraki.
Is it a new one?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
It's truth, but a dirty black cloud coming out of the blue.
The Verve there on Radio Hauraki, live from McCashins Brewery in Nelson. We're at the start, Loba de Noche, of the Radio Hauraki Brewery Tour, brought to you by Jack Links, and it's off to a good start so far, mate.
Oh, you knocked that one out of the park.
Oh, thanks, mate. Thanks, mate.
Absolutely. She's starting to build a little bit.
Yes, she is.
The ratio's
Yeah, it
not
is.
too bad either.
Yeah, it is
Yep,
pretty
that's
good,
right.
mate. Pretty
good
good.
ratio down here, but plenty of room for people to pop down and see us, of course.
Lee,
Yeah, mate.
the time is 4 to 5,
That's
which
right.
normally means, of course, it's time for Lee Hart's Name That Tune. But, mate, I can't see a guitar, so I believe we've got Mania in the studio.
Well, let's be honest. So many times in the past, he's stepped up to the plate
Yeah.
with not a lot of prep, and let's be honest, he's often he's blown it, but many times he's done a great job of Name That Tune. I'm confident that he's going to do another great job tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Lee. Always a
mate.
pleasure, mate.
Yeah, how are you, Mania? You going well?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. It's an absolute ghost town up here.
Yeah, I bet it is. Well, it's beginning to really warm up down here in Nelson. Beautiful Nelson, by the way. Now, you would have known, I'm sure, Mania, that you had named that tune probably today. Have you been practicing? What? Tell us, talk us through what you've got for us.
Nah, Tom just came out before it at about 4 o'clock and said, "Are you capable? Are you ready and capable to do it?" But luckily for me, before John Toogood flew down to Nelson, he's actually dropped his guitars off up here, so we're looking after them, and I've got one in my hands right now.
Okay.
You're not using mine?
No.
I don't want to be Captain Obvious, but can we play the bloody sting?
Oh, yeah.
Carry on.
I bet your sphincter tightened when you heard that, because the pressure is really on now. Once you hear that sting, Mania, you're locked and loaded, my friend. What have you got for us?
Massively. Righto. Here we go. Oh, no!
Oh, crumbled.
Can I have another go?
Yes, you can go again, mate.
Okay. Do we need the sting again?
Yes.
Oh, no.
All right, already a couple of callers on the line, so I can't have done it too bad. Here we go. That's all again.
Mania, were we cutting shapes to this guy live, not only last week?
Yeah, we were.
Oh,
Less than a
huge.
week ago.
Huge.
Well, New Zealand, if you can name that tune, give us a call right now on 0800 Hauraki. Love to hear from you.
Yeah, for me, it sounded just like something out of Deliverance, like banjo music.
Yeah.
This is Bhuja with Lee Hart and Jason Hoyt.
Yeah, sure is great to have your company this Wednesday afternoon, live from McCashins Brewery in Nelson, the Radio Hauraki Brewery Tour, brought to you by Jack Links. And before that, of course, we had Mania's Name That Tune. And I think it's fair to say, Matty, as Lee socialises with the various punters here, as he needs to do, that I think Mania really shat his pants a little bit that first attempt.
He certainly did. We lost. Oh, he's back now. But you remember that show, Stars in Their Eyes?
Yes, I do.
It's
yes.
kind of like reverse Stars in Their Eyes. Sort of just disappears into the mist.
Well, I don't know why, but the word choke comes to mind.
Stars in their ass.
Well, that as well. But he got there in the end. But that initial debacle, wow.
It was the combination of having John Toogood's guitar in my hands and then also hearing that sting. It was just it's too much.
I got you,
Look,
mate. I got you.
You just got to, people are people, You just got to get over yourself there and just do the job.
Yeah, good on you. Good advice, Lee.
Thanks, man.
Hey, now listen, I'm sure the phone lines are going crazy. I believe we've got Tristan on the line. Get up, Mad.
Mad?
How's it going, Tristan?
Yeah, good, thanks, man.
Excellent. Whereabouts are you?
On the North Shore, Auckland.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nice.
Heck of a stomping ground, that, Tristan. Love your style.
Yeah, sure, boy. Sure thing.
Good on you, mate. Good on you. Now,
Certainly
listen, Tristan, obviously you heard Mania's Name That Tune. What did you think, first and foremost?
I thought I got it on the first chord, to be honest. I thought it was great. Rendition.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks, mate.
Did well.
I think you need to get out more. That's good. Look,
All right,
You might be
Tristan.
right.
You obviously know what you're talking about, mate. Name that tune.
There's King Capisti, Screams from the Old Plantation.
Certainly is, Tristan.
Oh, he's good.
Yes, it is, mate.
And can I just say that Manara and I went to a wee bit of a shindig last Thursday night at the sweatshop bar.
You never told me about this.
I invited you. Said you had to go home to your family or something ridiculous like that.
Oh, right.
But he's looking in very good nick. I don't know what he's been doing for the last 15 years, but I'll tell you what, we were cutting some vicious shapes to this tune right here.
King Capizzi looks better now than he did when he released this song.
Can we just focus on Tristan for a second here? He just won Name That Tune, for God's sake.
Yeah, what do I get?
Yeah, what does he get, Tom? Hey, listen, stay on the line, my friend, and our good man Tom will sort you out with some sort of extraordinary prize. Thanks for playing Name That Tune,
We're
Tristan.
just trying to give King Capizzi his first sort of radio exposure in a good 10 years.
Oh, no, that's all good.
A bit of plug, yeah. No, he's great. Oh, well done, Manai. That was very good. Very
Thanks,
professional.
mate. Thank you.
And it sounded very good.
A few work-ons.
This is Stone Temple Pilots.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I was hoping they'd play some of this.
Heck of a tune.
Stone Temple Pilots there on Radio Hauraki this Wednesday afternoon. I noticed that the White Stripes are coming up, Loba de Noche, and that song's 1 minute 20. Are they taking the piss a little bit?
I think it's just because the show's only 2 hours today, therefore they're just getting all the really short songs to really get their money's worth out of the chit-chat.
I just want to know, Lee Hart, I was just saying that the White Stripes coming up with their next song, 1 minute 20 is their song. Did we do the editing on that song, or did they do the editing on that song?
A bit of both, actually. They sent it in... They knocked a bit out of it.
Yeah, okay.
And we said not enough.
Apparently Jack White had done a lot of cocaine when he was editing that song.
So
right,
we,
okay.
we just trimmed a bit more off it and ended up... No, that's a good result.
Right, okay. Well, yeah, at 1 minute 20, it just feels like, we're busting our asses
the
here.
problem there is we edited it first, we sent it off. That was fine, and then he got the message after we did it.
Right.
And edited our edited version. You see?
Yeah, okay.
Do you know what the best thing about being here at the McCashins Brewery, home of the Wakachangi Lager, for the kick-off of the Jack Links Radio Hauraki Brewery Tour featuring John Toogood is?
What's that?
No.
I don't actually know, I just know we had to do
Oh,
that.
well, you
Well,
asked
sorry,
me,
sorry,
so
it was good to get all those things in there.
Yeah,
no, that was well
I just
done,
knew
mate.
we were obliged to do that plug, so you can finish that sentence if you
The
want.
best way to go is, here we are at the McCashins Brewery, home of Wakachangi, warming up for John Toogood, who'll be here shortly.
Yeah, he's going to be
for-
awesome,
for
man.
a DJ set. And you and I, Jace, will be mingling with Loba de Noche around on the floor there. And
On the floor.
It's filling up very
It's a bit
quickly, I can
inappropriate.
tell you. It's great stuff. I tell you what, one of the nice things about getting away is, where you don't have the responsibility of the family and stuff.
Yeah.
You're in the anonymity of a hotel room. I like to work on my film script that I've been working on, A Hotel Man it's called. And it's basically about a man that's inherited $20 million. And he just travels from hotel to hotel, sort of a lost soul. He's struggling with his sexuality. He thinks he may be homosexual, but he's not sure. It's great for me to just knuckle down for an hour or two
basically
and
this
do my
is-
script.
This is basically your story without the $20 million.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. But you know what I mean? When you get away from it a little bit, Lee Hart, and you're in the hotel room, it's really good to bang into those little side projects that we have.
Certainly is.
John Toogood, who was sitting next to you on the plane today, mentioned that you were working on your erotic poetry as well.
Oh, yeah. Nothing wrong with erotic poetry.
And the good thing about this trip too, we're obviously not really getting paid for this because it's what we do. We love it.
Oh, yeah, totally.
We love coming. We do our show. We get paid for that, but we meet the people.
Mind you, to be fair, you were going on about that quite a lot last week, wasn't he, Matt?
And of course, the thing about it with the hotel rooms, which is Macau enlightened me about, which is quite good, is that we're not even getting expenses really, but our room bills are getting paid, minibars, etc. So
Are they?
Yeah. So what I'm doing now, I'm not even hungry or thirsty, but what I'll do, I'll just open up a can of beer and I'll just take a sip and pour the rest down the sink. Or open up a pack of peanuts. I'll have a couple of peanuts and throw the rest in the bin.
Or just lick the salt off them.
Yeah, or half a Morrow bar. Just go through the whole minibar just to get my money back on this.
Yeah. Well, fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Here's the minute 20 song by the White Stripes. You're listening to Radio Hauraki. Danny Bhuja. Oh, yeah, White Stripes here on Radio Hauraki, live from Nelson, the Radio Hauraki Brewery Tour.
I remember T. Stell at radio school.
Yeah.
He always said when you come off a song and you don't know what to say, you don't know what to say yet, just go woo.
Yeah.
Woo, woo. I remember that was the second day, wasn't it?
Yeah. You know what amazes me about Ted Teasdale is the fact that you have so many fond memories of him, that he was a massive mentor to you, and yet you only knew him for 2 days.
Well, that's what certain people can have that impact on your life, can't they?
Oh, they can.
It's
mate.
2.5 days if we include that lunch that we the
Yeah,
graduation.
no, that's true. That's true.
The farewell lunch.
Hey, don't forget, it is a Wednesday, of course, which means we're going to do the KFC Wheeler Chicken Lee Hut at around 5:20. So there's still a massive opportunity for you to win that KFC. Also, Lee, a lot of people getting back on your idea of getting the tube from the Alps across to Australia and feeding the desert with
Well,
water.
that's right. I've just had some advances on that too, by the way. So I'm back on, rather than an open guttering system from Mali, which was going to bring water from the top of the Southern Alps into Australia.
Yes.
I've opted for the tube again, pressurised tube with a gradient.
Above or below water?
Well, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Because once you've got the fluid full through the tube going through, like a toothpaste in a way, once it's under pressure, it'll
Just keep squeezing through.
The beauty of that, when they've got enough water, you could sell off separate contracts and do cream corn and stuff like these kind of products.
Yeah,
go
brilliant.
through the tube as well. Sauces, your mayos, these kind of products for a 2 week run. You can pump cream corn to Australia, and that's great for both economies.
Though, to be fair, you don't really want to be pumping mayo into the Australian desert for too long.
Well, this wouldn't be going to the desert. This would be going more to the
To
metro
the factories
markets.
and stuff.
Metros, yeah.
So
Stuff
you-
that we produce here, that milk, perhaps.
Right, okay. Well, look, I think it's a solid idea, mate. And as I say, sometimes what sounds like the most ludicrous idea can actually be a stroke of genius.
That's right. I mean, you could put it on a ship. Of course you could. But that would be too easy, wouldn't it?
It would be.
How many ships would you have to take to get the amount of cream corn I'm talking about, or the amount of water to Australia?
Well, I think you'd have to have at least a fleet of ships to be doing that sort of carry-on.
Yeah.
Are we going into Arcade Fire here, Tom?
I believe so. I can hear the intro to Arcade
Yeah, I
Fire
can hear
playing
that too. I was just
right
making
now,
sure.
Jace. This is their hit single Creature Comfort as well, if I'm not...
Well said.
Was it a hit single, was it?
I'll be the judge of that, thanks. This has got...
If Lee says it's a hit, I'll say it's a hit, all right?
All right, your call,
This
Lee.
definitely doesn't have hit written on it in front of them.
All right. I stand corrected.
Bhuja, Lee Hart and Jason Hoyt.
Radio Hauraki.
The quirky beats there of Talking Heads on Daily Bhuja this Wednesday afternoon, and I can almost feel the anticipation around the country at the moment, Lee Hart, being a Wednesday. Of course, very shortly we're going to do the KFC Wheel of Chicken, and we'll be getting people to call up about that. We're not doing it in this voice break, though.
I can almost smell those 11 herbs and spices with all my 12 senses.
Yeah. Can I be honest with you guys, buggered off today to do your various things at the brewery. I went to KFC.
Did you?
Yeah.
And Nelson?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Some chicken.
Did you drive through or walk through?
No, walk through.
Walk through the drive-through?
I walked through the drive-through.
Yeah.
And potato and gravy.
Yeah.
Some chicken. And some coleslaw.
Take it back to your hotel room?
Yeah, I took it back to my hotel room. It felt, I'll be honest with you, slightly illicit.
Yeah.
I felt like I was,
Did the hotel staff see you bring back?
No. I was quite,
Certainly hope
back, did you?
I just went round the fire escape up that way.
Certainly hope it's the only bird you bring back to your hotel room on this tour, Jace.
Speaking of which, it's actually quite humiliating in some respects. I'm noticing Loba de Noche, you being the eye candy of the Daily Bhuja team. A lot of young ladies giving you the stare, and Lee Hart.
Yeah.
Slightly humiliating for me before when someone came up to get Lee's autograph, and they said, have Jace's as well, and she went, no thanks. I was a little bit humiliated by
You
that.
think
To be
they
honest.
just take it anyway, wouldn't you? And just
Yeah, I
maybe
mean, just for the sake, for
rip it
my
off
sake,
later.
more than anything else. You know what I mean? Just say, "Oh, look, Jace, you can sign it too if you need to."
Or when you're trying to get into a photo and then they make you take it.
Yeah. That's it's always a difficult thing to deal with. Yeah, well, it was pretty awkward, but we'll just keep.
It's even more awkward that they got me to sign Jace's side.
Yeah,
I've got Ernest Rutherford written down here, of course, as the top scientist, and Nelson mentioned him earlier. Huge KFC fan.
was he Ernest Rutherford?
He used to love it.
That doesn't actually surprise me.
He was friends with the Colonel, wasn't he?
He may well have been. I do not know these things, Matt, but the fact of the matter is he was a huge fan of it.
If you want to play the KFC Wheel of Chicken, give us a call now on 0800 Hauraki. Love to hear from you. Tom will pick a lucky winner.
Oh, here's Audio Slave, like a stone. This
You're
is bloody,
kidding me.
Bloody tune.
I
man.
love the song.
Bloody tune.
you know.
Yep.
Audio Slave, I tell you what, gets me every time. But I tell you what the time is.
It's emotional nowadays.
Yeah, it's
isn't it,
really
Jace?
emotional.
Tell us why, Jess.
Oh, just for so many reasons for me. You know, a lot of experience just listening to Audio Slave. And
What would the
very
number one
emotional.
reason be for you, though?
Oh, just for a lot of reasons, Matty. The passing, of course. The passing. Yeah. Hey, but listen, isn't it time for the KFC Wheel of Chicken?
It's the KFC Wheel of Chicken.
Huge.
Well, it doesn't matter where you are in the country, where you are in the world. When you hear that sting, you know it's time to play for chicken.
Doesn't matter if you're at the McCashins Brewery, home of Wakachangi Lager, for the launch of the Jack Links Radio Hauraki Brewery Tour featuring John Toogood after the show.
That's
You
right.
know, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter where you are.
Because the KFC Wheel of Chicken is the highlight of the Daily Bhuja week. Now, I believe we've got a very lucky person on the line, and that is Sandy. G'day, Matt.
G'day, mate.
How's life, Sandy?
Good, thanks.
That's good. Where are you calling us from?
Lower Hutt.
Lower Hutt. Okay.
That is the best hut.
We didn't talk to you the other day, did we, Sandy?
No.
Okay. No, that's fine if we did. I mean, we love talking to people.
Do you listen to the night show, Sandy?
Sometimes, when I get a chance.
Same.
Yeah.
Hey, now listen,
Normally
Sandy.
you guys, though.
Oh,
Yeah,
thanks,
okay,
mate.
fair enough.
Now listen, Sandy. Have you ever played the KFC Wheel of Chicken before?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so you must be pretty excited. That'd be fair to say, wouldn't it?
I am. My son's going to be more excited.
I bet he is. All right, Sandy. Do you want a hard, medium, or soft spin?
Hard.
Hard.
Okay.
Clockwise or anti-clockwise?
Anti-clockwise.
Hard anti-clockwise. Now,
Interesting.
we have to remember, of course, this is Tom's first time spinning the wheel, and you saw Mania, drop his bundle today doing Name That Tune. Tom, are you up for the KFC Wheel of Chicken spin?
My hand's shaking, but I think I've got this, Jace.
Okay, so did you get that from Sandy?
And of
So
course,
you good thing.
the jeopardy has changed on this show, of course. If you land on the incorrect number or certain numbers, you end up owing us money or vouchers for other things. So this is either going to cost you or you're going to be a big winner. So let's just hope you get an even number
Yeah.
and it lands on the right one as well.
All right, hard anti-clockwise. Thanks, Tom. Give that wheel a spin, buddy. A bit of a
What are you doing?
dodgy start. What's
Sorry,
going on, Tom?
I walked into it a bit. I didn't do that again. Bear with me.
Jeez.
Once again, I make these things seem
Sorry,
easy,
Sandy.
guys.
Yeah. Sorry.
We won't
Sandy.
count that one.
Got whole new respect for you.
What's going on, Tom?
Marshall,
There we go. Who's spinning?
Oh, sit here.
Why are you wheezing?
It's a big wheel. I've never done it before.
I do make it look easy.
Oh, wow. You know what?
What do we got there, Tom? Just tell us the number and we'll transpose that on our form here. What's the number?
We're looking at the full hundo.
So you're telling me that Sandy has won a $100 KFC voucher, is that correct?
She has.
Well done, Sandy. How's that sound?
Oh, awesome. Thank you very much, guys.
What's your son's name?
Sam.
Sam. Well, Sam, hope you and Sam enjoy that KFC and have fun with that. Send a photo through.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Good on you, Sandy. Stay on the line and Tom will take care of you. Boy, he nearly dropped his bundle as well, didn't he?
Oh, we've all been
That was
there.
the worst spin I think I've ever heard.
As to, I do make these things look easy.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's true.
Just quickly on the Daily Bhuja Instagram, if you jump up there, you can check out the bit of the Wakachangi bottling process.
Yeah,
But
it's an amazing process, isn't it, Matt? You're
certainly is.
amazed.
It's fascinating. I was actually
You're
very into
amazed.
it. But Jace, we've got a message saying, are you able to tell me, please, what time you guys will be in Fortune Favours in Welly? Obviously, tomorrow we'll be there from 4 till, late.
I think we'll be there about
3:30, 4 till late-ish.
yeah.
But this is the
No,
important
we're
part.
doing we'll be there from 6 till 8.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Anyway, this is the important part. Also, please let Jason know I definitely want his autograph. Big fan, smiley face.
Oh,
yeah.
thanks, caller or listener. Or
Was that someone in the supermarket?
I believe so, yeah, from a countdown.
That's where I have my best interactions.
You
There's
certainly
no
do.
question about it. There's nothing like a supermarket to have really good chit-chat.
I reckon you should be a supermarket maitre d', the guy that walks around kind of in a like a smooth suit, but in a you've got the branded shirt, but you go, can I help you?
Yeah.
How's things going here? Look, I'm sorry, love, you're in the wrong aisle. You probably need to be down on...
Vegetables are in aisle H, I think you'll find. But, what a great idea, Lee Hart. That could be the future for me.
Jason Hoyt, vegetable maitre d'. Supermarket maitre d'.
Love it. Hey, let's take a break. This is Bhuja.
With Lee Hart and Jason Hoyt.
Super Groove there on Radio Hauraki this Wednesday afternoon. We should actually tell the listeners, Loba de Noche and Lee Hart, we're only doing the show till 6 o'clock tonight. I believe the General is doing your night show.
Yeah.
Night Wolf.
It'll be a good show then.
That'll be a great show. It'll be a real jump up, a real notch up in quality.
Real sort of breath of fresh air kind of show.
Certainly will be. We're gonna rub shoulders with the punters here in Nelson, of course, at McCashins Breweries for the launch of the old brewery tour.
So get on down here if in the area, in the Nelson region. Come on down, see us, and Jace might just buy you a beer.
Yeah.
Well, in particular, Mikhail's just got a whole range of food delivered to us, and we've got a crap load of food.
I think
we'll give you some
beer that'll get him down.
Of course, but we've got lovely looking squid rings. We've got chicken wings. Oh, I don't know what those are. Cheese.
I mean, everyone loves a brioche and hummus, but I'm sure the beer's going to be what really gets them down here.
Someone texted him before, actually, fellas. What's the biggest debacle you've been involved with media, filming, that kind of stuff? And I've had plenty, of course. Rugby World Cup, of course, I fell through the Venetian blinds while I was interviewing Eddie Jones.
Yes.
Well documented.
I remember that well.
This. But a little known one, and this is true, I worked on Fair Go for a little while. Remember that? You probably don't.
No, I do. Well, how can I? Yeah, Fair Go is one of the great New Zealand shows.
I was there for about 5 or 6 weeks before they axed me, and they realised I wasn't taking it that seriously. But I was doing a story on fuel prices. One of these typical news stories on fuel prices.
Sounds interesting.
I was getting ripped off. So my piece to cam, like my opening monologue, talking to the camera, I thought I'd do from a petrol station while I'm filling up gas into this car.
Oh, that's nice, mate. That's clever thinking.
Because they see the vision. They see me putting
visual
gas
plus
in.
audio.
And I'm talking about filling up petrol. But because, as you well know, walking, talking, doing things while you're trying to remember your lines is quite hard.
Yes.
You got to concentrate. It's very clever to do that. So what I was doing, I was concentrating far too much on my lines to get them out in one go, and ended up putting diesel in the car instead of petrol.
Right, okay.
So that's a true story. It wasn't supposed to be comedy, And so while I'm explaining fuel prices, are they too high, this kind of stuff, doesn't really matter, does it, if you put diesel in your car instead of petrol? But anyway, that's an answer to a text we got there before.
I was actually perilously close to putting diesel in your car, not just the other day, actually.
I had to check, I've got to be honest.
Yeah, and it's one of those tenuous things, because once you put diesel in a petrol car, you're in a world of trouble.
Well, you're probably used to putting diesel in your diesel-powered sex toys, aren't you?
Oh, that's different, though. That's different. Unfortunately, it wasn't a story about sex toys. It was about vehicles, but yeah. I mean, you don't see a lot of diesel-powered sex toys anymore, do you?
No.
Bit of a bygone era, really.
That's not to say that diesel-powered sex toys aren't as good as the current toys. They're just you don't see them very much anymore.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I think people are more environmentally conscious too.
Nice to see some renewable energy.
I remember people used to say to me, "Hey Lee, what's your sex life like?" And I'd often have to say, "It's quite industrial," because it was in many ways.
That's KG Elephant on. No, I gotcha.
Oh, we on, are we?
Oh, we're on. We are on.
Thanks, man. Well done there.
We're back here at McCashins Brewery, home of Wakachangi Lager, for the launch of the Jack Links Radio Hauraki Brewery Tour before John Tuga takes the stage. You guys go.
Wakachangi, of course, New Zealand's oldest and most trusted beer, Jason, 1648.
Indeed.
That's worth mentioning for sure.
Yeah, sorry about that, mate. We got distracted by
a
punter there, mate, and we were just having a bit of a chat. But I do believe, actually, this is the end of the night for us, audio-wise, Lee Hart, which is a shame because I feel like we've got some solid content, still to come.
We certainly do, but let's just save that for tomorrow's big show, of course, in Wellington, where we are, of course, at
Fortune Favours, I believe.
That's right, and we'll be kicking off there same time, and it's going to be a great show there as well, as the juggernaut 7 breweries in 10 days continues.
Yes, indeed.
I just realised that I held back and saved all my good crap for the night show as per, and I'm not actually doing it.
Well, I'll see if we can bring it into tomorrow's show, somehow adapt it, maybe I
That'll
could
be
rewrite
irrelevant
it.
by then.
I could help you rewrite it.
I'm a highly topical bed.
Hey, Hey, Tom, nice work from you, young fella. And
know what you're saying when that song was on.
hey, is the General sort of lurking around at the moment?
He's getting pumped up in the B studio, Jace. He's doing star jumps and press ups and all kinds of things.
Mate.
So.
Yeah.
How many wackachangies has he had from the old beer fridge in there so far?
From here, I can count 8. He's got up there.
That's about standard.
It's interesting because I bumped into the General the other day, Matt and Lee, and I said, "Oh, mate, so I believe you're doing Matty's night show." And he said one word to me, and all he said, Matt, was redemption. Redemption.
I thought he was going to say who.
No, redemption. So he's fired up. He wants the night show.
Won't be my show by the end of this week.
Yeah, he is, and he is going at it hell for leather, my friend. So make sure you stay tuned. Listen to the General after our show. And also, if you're in Wellington tomorrow, come down and see us at Fortune Favours. And indeed, if you're in Stoke at the moment, or Nelson, come down to the McCashins Brewery and say good day. We'd love to see you. Have some food, have some bevies, have some jerky.
If you're in Blenheim, jump in your car, get an Uber, get a cab. It's not too far.
Hey,
if you're in Kaikoura and in Picton,
if you're in Christchurch, live a little.
Yeah. We'll be here.
We'll
still be here.
I'll be here.
Mind you, having said that, we're going to be in Christchurch next week, so maybe people could wait for us to see us next week if they wanted to do that.
Well, that's a sensible option, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Hey, New Zealand, it's been great having your company this Wednesday afternoon. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you tune into the show tomorrow. It'll be live from Wellington. Until then, from Lee Hart, myself and Lobby Denoche, take care out there, and Bhuja to you.
Godspeed, New Zealand.